You might not want to laugh during this episode of Know Your Monster, because our monster today is the Ogre, and ogres don't take too kindly to that. The Ogre. Their initial description was simple. They are large and fearsome monsters. Since then, ogres have become more fleshed out, spawned half-breeds, and in some instances became an actual playable race. Ogres, stereotypically, don't like to be made fun of, sneered at, laughed around, being poked with sticks by villagers, or swords by adventurers. If you do any of these aforementioned things, you might find yourselves at the wrong end of a great club, or part of a tree. If I were you, I wouldn't be around anyone that does any of these things, because once the ogres get started, they don't stop until they are out of things to smash. Other than the murderous tantrum habit, ogres love to eat. While they're not gourmands, they do enjoy a nice tasty dwarf, or halfling, perhaps a nice elf to go with some fava beans. Afterward, they might use the skin to create a lush dwarf loincloth. So they have tempers, love food, but they're also pickers. They find something on the side of the road and they just might pick it up and take it on home. You never know when they'll need it. Some might prefer the fine earrings of the elf it just ate, or some wagon wheels on the side of the road, or perhaps the wagon itself. They'll almost all prefer the glittering gold of an adventurer. Because of that, combined with their incredible low IQ, a quick-witted adventurer can easily entice or convince an ogre to do his bidding, as long as they aren't too witty. Ogres typically don't like to overstay their welcome, and by that, I mean they use up the natural resources available to them, and when they deplete, they move on. Now, this could be from generations, to a few years, to even a couple of months. They also like to settle down in a rural area that's relatively close to a more populated area. Now, this presents a slight problem. You see, ogres are slightly rapey. When they're in the mood and some human, hobgoblin, bugbear, or orcs get too close, they'll often take advantage of them. This produces a half-ogre, also known as an ogrillon, or a grillon, however you want to say it. If it was a female victim, they rarely survive the birthing process, especially humans. However, males might find their pelvic bones just destroyed and die upon the act itself. Either way, it's not good. These half-breeds, they're slightly shorter, quicker, and more intelligent than ogres. They come in at around 8 to 9 feet tall and weigh around 450 pounds. So, what can you, as a DM, with all this information, do? I think it would be beneficial to look at the half-breed. Since they are better in all things except strength and hardiness, they could become an important NPC. Perhaps one was actually raised by a human that didn't die giving birth. The mother was banished from the town for giving birth to such an abomination. They moved into the country and they ate a lot of peaches. In the meantime, little half-breed grew up and, well, he learned compassion and other things like science and math. Then one day, he learned what he actually was. What does he do with that? Does he turn to the dark side and slay his own mother? Perhaps he does. Because the ogre in him can't handle what he truly is. It can't comprehend it. Does he seek redemption? Act out further? Where in this line of destruction and death do the players stumble upon him? I'll let you take it from there. That's going to be all for this video. Thanks for watching, everyone.